So I've been doing some metal detecting in a spot that's been very gravelly, and I'm starting to bend my sand scoop, and I decided that I need to build a sluice box or some kind of seining tray and use a shovel instead of the scoop because I don't want to ruin this. So today I'm going to show you how I'm building a sluice box. It shouldn't be too difficult. Some basic materials you need: a couple of pool noodles, some hardware cloth, zip ties, half-inch PVC pipe, and 4 PVC connectors. Tools you'll need require: you need a saw, you need some tin snips, a utility knife, some kind of measuring device, a yardstick or tape measure, and of course PVC primer and glue. And that's basically all you need, except maybe a box of Band-Aids, but hopefully I won't need them today. Okay, so the first step is going to be to measure and cut the PVC pipe. I've got an 8-foot pipe here, and what I want to do is make a 2-foot sluice box, or maybe an 18-inch sluice box. It's up to you. I think I better go for 2 foot. So I'm going to mark that with the saw because I can't find a pen. Now I'm going to cut this PVC into 2-foot lengths. Now the next step here is to slide your dollar store pool noodles onto your PVC. Should be 1/2 inch. It's a tight squeeze, but it will fit. There. And I've cut these at 7 inches, and the reason why is because I want a handle in the middle to carry it with. Not sure how that'll work out, but we'll see. Now the next step is to use this incredibly messy purple primer on the PVC on the ends, and I like to make sure everything's covered. Let that dry for a few minutes. Now the next step is to glue all these bits together. You don't want any leaks. You want this to be as watertight as possible. Now I'm just going around being generous with the glue. Goes together pretty quickly. Now in the stores, metal detecting shops, they will sell these homemade contraptions where I've seen them $40, $50. It's not going to cost you anywhere near that materials. I think I paid $7 for the PVC. I paid $1 each for the pool noodles. And the glue, I don't remember how much it was, but there was no way it's $50 worth of stuff here. You've probably got stuff laying around your house you could use. I've even seen these frames made out of wood. The next thing is to make sure it's straight. It lays pretty flat on the table. You may have to do a little twisting. It's pretty level. There's our basic frame. I like to keep these little ends in case you want to make something else that floats. Especially if you're going to be out in deep water, you want to make sure that your keys aren't going to float away. And I like to tether everything to myself too, so I don't lose anything. Now, we'll just let that dry, and then it's on to the next step. Now here's the part that I hate. I've determined that this needs to be 25.5 by 25.5, which is that line right there. What I'm going to do is cut as close to this edge as I can and try to keep two smooth edges, because these little things, they can get pretty sharp. And this is where you may want to go get your box of Band-Aids. Depends how good you are at not cutting yourself. See, I'm not that good at it, but anyway, we'll try the best we can. And I need a 25.5 by 25.5 square. And once I have that, that should fit directly over the frame. Now, one thing you can do is, if it's after 2 in the afternoon, which it is, you can go wake up your 17-year-old son and have him cut this. You know, he really doesn't have anything better to do usually, so it's good to be able to torture him with all kinds of projects that he's not going to like. Okay, so now here's our frame, and we're at the last step already. Place this over the frame. We're going to try to flatten it as we're doing this. Zip ties. We want to try to zip tie it to the exact center of the frame if we can. That's centered. That's pretty good. I like to keep all the sharp pointy things on the bottom. I'm not going to worry about cutting those yet. Try to stretch this. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright. So we just keep going like that all the way around the corners, zip tie the corners, and then you can either fold these over with a pair of pliers or snip them off, but try to keep all the pointies away from you. That's the whole idea. These little pointies sticking out. You don't want the little pointies, they hurt. And here we have the finished product. I didn't do the corners yet, but well, it's not 100% finished, but this will float. This will do the job. Again, like I said, there's little sharp things. These are sharp. Some of these little pieces here are sharp. You know, you gotta do your best to bury it. You could even try to slip the edge underneath the foam. Try to make it a little bit safer, but as long as you're careful, like here's my handle. You know, I don't like that very much. I'm gonna have to try to smooth those out and file them down or something after I clip them. But this will float, and this makes a very, very nice little sluice box. Thanks for watching, and happy metal detecting.